Do a short video today. We're going to upgrade this rear step trim on our Land Rover Defender. So this is our E-Reg. What's E-Reg do we reckon, Ian? 1980... 80...
788.
878, something like that. We'll check. And then... yeah, so it's got this complicated structure. Now, we tried undoing the screws that were holding it in, and that was a waste of time. We ended up grinding them off. You can see the grind marks. So, we're going to show you how to replace it. So, yeah, if you whip that top layer off, so it's got the like a sandwich construction. So, it's got this little metal plate there. Let's have a look what the end of that is like. It's just a bent over bit of metal there. And the purpose of that seems to be to hold this rubber trimming. But the same screws that go through, do they hold it, or was there secondary screws on the inner bit, or was it the same ones, Ian, when you took it off? Can you remember?
Secondary ones, as far as I know.
They're secondary ones, right?
Right next to it.
So then you can now lift that off, so lift that off. And what you've got is this sort of structure at the end here. You can see you've got this heavy bit of steel coming round, and then this rubber trim. Oh, it sits actually in a little sort of crimped in a U, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's crimped in a U. So that's all fairly complicated. But when you remove that, you can see the aluminium floor here and the rear steel. And what we're going to do is replace it with a new stainless steel trim with a new bit of rubber. Now this works in a slightly different way. So Ian's modelling the new bit of trim. So you've still got the little shape here that grips your carpet if you've got one. And then it comes along and then it just clamps the rubber. You can see this rubber extrusion here. So when we lie all that back down, we can get rid of those two bits of metal and one bit of rubber and replace it with this new combination. And then when so now some of the screw holes line up, but if it's anything like ours, I wouldn't bank on using those. So that's a stainless steel trim there with the rubber, and the pack comes with those self-drilling screws. Let's have a look at those. Let's see, I'll come over here. So hopefully we'll be able to just... so these screws, they've got your standard cross head on, but at the bottom there you can see at the end of the thread they've got that little, looks like the end of a drill, because it's a self-drilling screw. So we're going to have a go now. You're going to have a go in?
Yep.
Let's have a go at whooping those in. So it should be just a question of holding everything together.
Maybe starting in the middle?
Yeah, start in the middle. So although these self-drilling screws you see on the end of the tip there are designed to drill through, we're going to pilot drill because it's got to go through the aluminium and the steel. So if you hold it all in place like so and pilot drill, what are we going for? 2.5, did you say?
2.5, 3 mil.
2.5, 3 mil. Pilot drill it first. Now I put the middle one in first, and then once you've got that one in, you can pilot drill all of them the way along then. Okay, so we'll just pilot drill and screw those down. You don't want to watch us doing that, and then we'll come back and show you the finished job. So we finished that installation of that rubber strip there and that stainless steel. That's tidied the back of our Defender up really well. One thing to note is when we did close the door here the first time, the trim, this little rubber trim, sort of had a tendency to peel up. So what we've done, and it's not a bad idea anyway, is we've just sprayed that rubber trim with this silicone lubricant. And it's just really helped it. I'm actually going to spray the other trim. It protects the rubber trim and also makes the door shut easier as well. Stops it sort of rucking up. But you can see there now, you can see that rubber seals nice and tight along the bottom there. So we reckon that's a good little kit. We'll put that up for sale on the website.